Topps has had a big week with the Topps Summit where they announced a lot of big stuff that's coming down the pipeline, and a lot of it you don't want to miss. So in this video, we're going to go through all the news and talk through it all. I'm going to offer some insight. First, we're going to do the intro. Alright, it's a good time to be Topps. They've made a lot of headlines this week with the Topps Industry Summit, or whatever they're calling it. Changes a little bit from time to time. Basically, they get together and say, hey, here's everything coming up, some big announcements. This is when they announced the Wembanyama raffle thing that they did with the number to 99 Bowman U last year. And this year, they didn't fail to disappoint with the news either. Side note, I'm going to be gone Friday, so this is going to displace my normal Friday weekly recap with some Topps news for the week. I'm being a homer. We're just doing Topps. And of course, I figured there was no better way to do it than just going through Topps' Facebook feed. So here we go. Let's dive in. The single biggest piece of news is that Topps Chrome Basketball is making a return. From the Facebook post, you don't have a lot of details. It says Topps Chrome Basketball coming soon. We do know that this is going to be an unlicensed product, so just looking at this picture of Wembanyama here, they've done a good job of making it not look like an unlicensed product. You don't necessarily miss the Spurs logo with the picture, so I'm sure they won't all be like this, but for the most important card of the set, good job, Topps. Way to hide the unlicensedness. So what do we know about this product? We're doing a little peek behind the curtain here at my draft of the preview article, or the What We Know So Far article. This is not published yet on cardlines.com, but this is a look at what we know thus far. Like I said right here, as of what's been confirmed, the answer is very little. We don't know too much. We do know that it's coming out in summer. We do know that it's going to have Victor Wembanyama autographs, and it's also going to have autographs of LeBron, KD, and Steph. That's about the only thing that's been confirmed. We do also have the history of Topps Chrome to look back on. The last time there was a standalone set was 2008-2009. I think I put that right here. And then in 2009-2010, Topps Chrome was inserted into the top set. That was the Steph Curry, James Harden rookie year. Pretty deep class there. But it's been on hiatus for the last 15 plus years, so it's been a long time since we've got this as a standalone release. And it's hard to say what they're going to price this at. Of course, it is unlicensed, like I said, but I don't think they can't ask the price that Panini's asking for Prism, can they? Can they ask $1,000? I'd be surprised to see this in four figures. But it does have, like I said, autographs of KD, LeBron, Wembanyama, and Steph. So having those autographs, which aren't going to come out of anything from Prism this year, might give them at least the ability to think they can ask $1,000+ for it. It's still unlicensed. So we'll see. To be fair, I want to go on record and say Topps has been pretty fair about release prices thus far with the basketball cards, and that's all been Bowman U stuff. But of those cards, they have not asked a heinous release price. In fact, it's released and then gone up on the secondhand market, and Panini's basically been the opposite. They have an insane release price and then it goes down after the public has got their hands on it. Anyways, this was the big news that came out of the Industry Summit. This was not a surprise. I would have bet my life that Topps did roll out some kind of professional basketball release this year. Let's be real, they already have Wembanyama and LeBron, so why wouldn't they try to stretch the value of that? But it is at least confirmed, and now we have a loose release date of summer 2024. Alright, back to Facebook. This is cool. A number of players across the MLB are using bats that have a photo of their Topps flagship cards on the bat knob, and once they're used in the games, they're going to be cut off the bats and put into one-of-one cards. This clearly stems from the success of the Topps Pro Debut patches that they've turned into one-of-ones. Those are really cool. This is a little bit weirder. It's the bat knob. It's unconventional, but it's still cool. Also, little sellout plug, this is Nolan Shanuel, who is the first athlete that we ever worked with on the sunglasses company that I own to design his own custom colorway, so we're big Nolan, it's not Nolan, we're big Nolan fans around here. This is another big announcement. We know redemptions are a pain point for collectors, they're not wrong about that. I'm still waiting on a 2012 Steph Curry autograph redemption from Panini that I'm never going to get. I didn't even get a white box for it, it's all bullcrap, for real. Anyways, Topps is trying to change that, so here's their updates. A year ago, they had 70,000 redemptions owed to collectors. Today, that number's below 10,000, so they're really making strides toward getting that paid off. It says, moving forward, redemptions will now have a 10-year expiration window instead of 2 years, which gives the long-term value of the product a little bit more realistic expectation if you're going to be able to buy a box and know that the redemptions are going to be valid 5 to 10 years later. And they're doing that retroactively back to all cards from 2021-22. So no matter what your card says, you can extend the date by 8 years, basically, if you already have one that you're setting on. And then finally, year over year, the amount of redemption cards is going to go down substantially. So they're making efforts to get the cards signed by the athletes themselves. I know it's hard to count on 20-something-year-olds that have other things to do than sign cards, but really nice effort from Topps. And just based on the numbers alone, it looks like the effort is being quantifiably justified, and it's paying off. Topps also announced they officially signed Carlos Alcaraz to an autograph deal, which is a super big deal. They definitely know who he is and watch a ton of soccer. I don't think this had anything to do with the industry summit thing. I think it was just funny timing. But if you're interested in his autograph cards, Topps is now the exclusive provider. They also announced that they're going to be dropping 2023 Topps Motive Football, which is something that we're all sitting around hoping that they would release in June of 2024. It's going to be an unlicensed football product. I don't think going to have the hype of Topps Chrome. Basketball is. I'm not entirely sure what the logic was for not making Topps Chrome football just unlicensed. You would think that that might still be in the works. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know. But if I was them, I'd definitely roll out Topps Chrome football if you're already putting the effort into basketball. It's a lot more popular product than whatever Motif is. But it looks like they have CJ Stroud rookie autographs. This card doesn't look as good to me as the Wembanyama one. I mean, they put a lot of work into hiding the unlicensedness. It's just hard to do in the NFL. So take that as you will. If you want autographs, the CJ Stroud or Bryce Young rookie autographs, this will be your alternative. Then finally, they did announce the 2024 Bowman is going to have a new super short print. So we got case hits in 1955 Bowman anime. So it's the classic 1955 Bowman design, but with modern Japanese renditions of players. Otani, Judge, Julio, Ellie. These cards will be worth a lot, I'm sure. So something to get excited about. The 2024 Bowman rookie list or prospect list doesn't look as good as the years past, but here's some cards to get excited and chase. So that's your breakdown from the Topps Summit. Again, I won't have a news video on Friday, but I do have an exciting video scheduled for Friday, so be sure to come back to the channel then. See you next time. I drink 14 cups a day.